It's quiet now. Not peaceful. Just quiet. You used to send the message first. You used to check in, ask questions, try to fix it. Now your phone just sits there. No typing bubbles, no late-night explanations, no chasing. And you're sitting there thinking, did I lose them? Do they even care? Why does it feel like I'm the only one who ever tried? If I stop, will they ever come back? Here's the truth no one tells you. They didn't pull away because you stopped caring. They pulled away because they didn't know how to stay. You're not failing at love. You're standing in the exact place where real connection either deepens or disappears. And by the end of this, you'll understand exactly what avoidants are silently waiting to hear without ever asking for it. Most people think if someone pulls away, you need to try harder. More effort, more messages, more explaining. But the real truth is, when you chase an avoidant, their nervous system doesn't feel loved. It feels overwhelmed. What looks like distance is usually protection. What looks like coldness is often someone who never learned how to stay open without feeling unsafe. And here's what nobody explains. When you stop chasing, it doesn't just create silence. It creates space. And in that space, something unexpected starts happening. Their defenses don't disappear overnight, but the pressure does. And beneath that pressure, there's something quiet, something unspoken, longing. Not loud, not obvious, but real. Because avoidants don't want less connection. They want connection that doesn't feel like losing themselves. Most couples try to fix disconnection by asking for change. Be more open. Talk more. Show me you care. But to an avoidant, that doesn't feel like love. It feels like pressure. And pressure feels like losing control. So instead of moving closer, they move away. Here's the shift. Instead of asking why they can't be different, you let them feel accepted as they are. You say, I don't need you to be different right now. I just want to understand you. And something inside them softens. Because their mind quietly says, I'm not being judged. And when that happens, they stop bracing. They start opening. That's when connection stops feeling like a demand and starts feeling like a choice. Most people treat distance like danger. If someone pulls away, panic kicks in. So they text more, call more, push harder. But for an avoidant, space isn't rejection. It's regulation. Their nervous system needs it to come back to balance. So when you say, take your time, I'm still here, instead of questioning their distance, everything shifts. Because now their mind goes, I'm not being chased. I'm being trusted. Not abandonment, not disconnection, but safe space. And that's what makes them come back on their own instead of staying away longer. Most couples only notice what's obvious. Words, effort, big gestures. But avoidants don't always show love in loud ways. Sometimes it's subtle. Sometimes it's quiet. And most people miss it. They assume it's not there. They say, you don't care. But beneath the surface, he feels misunderstood. She feels unseen. So instead of accusing, you acknowledge. You say, I notice the little ways you show up, even when you don't say it. And something inside them shifts, because their inner voice says, they actually see me. And when someone feels seen without being exposed, they naturally start showing more. Not forced, not pressured, just real. Most couples create invisible pressure without realizing it. Say the right thing, react the right way, prove your love. But for an avoidant, that feels exhausting. Because love starts to feel like a test. And when they feel like they might fail, they shut down before they even try. So instead of asking them to perform emotionally, you remove the pressure completely. You say, you don't have to force anything with me. No expectations, no script, just presence. And inside, something shifts. I can just be, and that's enough. That's where safety begins. And when safety enters, real connection follows. Most people confuse closeness with control. They question, analyze, monitor. Why didn't you reply? What are you thinking? But to an avoidant, control feels like losing freedom. And losing freedom feels like losing themselves. So they pull away to protect that space. But here's what changes everything. You stop trying to manage them. You give them emotional freedom. You say, I trust you to show up in your own way. And their nervous system finally relaxes. Because now it's not, I'm being watched. It's, I'm being respected. And respect creates something control never can. Willing closeness. Most couples struggle when things get hard. Emotions rise, tension builds, and someone either chases or shuts down. But avoidants carry a deeper fear. Not conflict itself, but being abandoned for not handling it perfectly. So when things get uncomfortable, their mind says, this is where it ends. And they withdraw before it can. But when you stay grounded, when you say, I'm not going anywhere just because this is hard, everything changes. Not louder conversations, not forced resolution, just calm presence. And suddenly, something inside them settles. I don't have to get this right to be loved. That's where real intimacy begins. Not in perfection, but in safe imperfection. Most people love with conditions. Show me, then I'll stay. Prove it, then I'll trust. But avoidants don't respond to pressure. They respond to emotional steadiness. So when you say, I choose you, not because you're perfect, but because you're you, something deep inside them shifts, because their inner voice softens. I don't have to earn this. And that changes everything. Because now, love isn't something they have to defend against. It's something they can finally lean into. That's when connection stops feeling like a risk and starts feeling like home. This isn't about saying the perfect thing. It's about becoming a different kind of presence. Calmer, safer, more grounded. Because when you understand this, you stop chasing connection and start creating it. You stop reacting to distance and start seeing what's really happening beneath the surface. This isn't a trick. It's emotional maturity in action. And when you show up like this, they feel it before you even speak. Not forced, not fragile, just real. Because the truth is, the moment love stops feeling like pressure is the moment it finally has space to grow.